Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild and we are high up, close to the top of the tether, umbilical, however you want to call it. I stopped the automation that I started and let me just give you the short update. So what I've done is I have put in more welders to be sure that everything gets welded up while I'm climbing this whole thing. The bottom ones I had the feeling were a bit slow and I needed something that was a bit further apart from everything, because I don't know, out of sheer fear. I've positioned the ship here. We are free floating basically now because we are out of the bit of natural gravity that Europa has. And I've attached a landing pad to the lift itself because it was necessary. The thing is that if you're up here and relatively close to the ship, it's kind of dumb to fly back down to the surface, get the ship, fly, and then do the return trip. It worked remarkably well without completely unbalancing this thing. What next I would need would be maybe a gravity generator would be nice, because now we are just relying on the magnetic boots right now, and I think it would be good to have a gravity generator here. Don't know if we establish something like a lift that we can ride up and down. It would be an unpleasant ride because it's just slow, and we would have to find kind of a way to stop it at the bottom. But I think the first thing that we should do is establish the top part with connections and maybe a few tanks, so that we can hook up the ship and start refueling it. But the thing is, now we have to do the last few meters, and I would like to do that not automatically but just in steps. You can see I have added in a timer that is now turned off, that kind of jump starts the whole thing. So not jump start, it's a bit weird. Timers have the thing that when you turn them on, they basically go and say, "Oh, nice that you started me," and then it just starts climbing again. It would be neat if that thing would be just stopped, but it for some reason just restarts the whole thing. But it doesn't really matter. If we keep it off, we can just use the buttons that we have, and we can cycle the whole thing by just pressing this button, and then it will just do step by step by step, because it can't go over this timer, and then it doesn't automatically restart from the beginning. One thing I have done while climbing this is repaint the whole thing over and over. I know it's the amazing gray that we use. Let us just do one step more. I fiddled with the timings of the timers and when it locks and when it shuts down and all that stuff, so that we climb at least a bit faster. I was able to shave down a few seconds of the moving thing, and when it then starts to reconnect. But with the higher welders, it should be, I don't know, 2 or 3 steps that we still need to make. Then I will disassemble these things so that we can work up top and add a connector, add a bit of conveying to connect this up. I want to have a connector up there so that the station, I did that down below, so that basically the umbilical itself is separated from anything below anything up here. so that we could disconnect that if needed. I don't see too many adverse effects right now. That's a good thing. So having a nearly 4 kilometer line up here to up here isn't that much of a problem. Oh, it is just, might be just one more step, but that's a good thing. I did some flights back and forth all the time, and I was mainly running out of steel plates and metal grids. Everything else, oh, and large steel tubes. I kind of underestimated how many large steel tubes I needed. I was sure that I wouldn't need that many, because large steel tubes only in the connectors, or not the connectors, the rotor parts. Far more than I thought. So we have to go up top, out a few meters, so that we can then make a connection that kind of doesn't get involved too much with, yeah, this platform here. For the platform, if we have that thing running up and down, we might want to have some automatic systems that kind of stop the whole thing. And I might have to reconfigure the automatic up and down movement. So that's a thing, but I really haven't figured out how to do the elevator by now. Is it reconnected already? It will be reconnected in a few seconds, and then we can press the button again. Now it should be reconnected, and we will just press the button again and move it up one more, and then everything should be done. So the good thing is, up here we at least don't run into the problem that if something disconnects, that we just crash down to the surface. Once this is done up here, I will go back down with a ship and then start putting a few more static drills down and go and finish that up, and maybe add a bit more power, add a bit more O2 gens, so that the whole thing then runs a bit faster. I think I'm not maxing out the O2 gens right now, because there's just a few bits of ice coming in, but at least it runs automatically. So let me wait until this is done, until we are connected back up, and then I will remove the welders, maybe even remove these ones. I have to maybe put in just intermediate. Maybe I put the can't tell where best to put the build and repair system. I maybe move that down here, and then we turn that back on, and don't know, start to work on the, although we maybe don't need it. We could put one permanently in up here or something. We will see. Good. Let me get into this, remove the stuff now, and start putting something up top here. So the station is rudimentary there, basically. So I've put some solar panels on it so that it has its own power supply, at least for now. I kind of wanted to be able, again, to completely disconnect from the station down there, so that it runs on its own. Some solar panels will hopefully do that. I might add some batteries. For now, there's no living space and all that stuff. I mainly want to get it functional for now, so that it can definitely work with the ship, basically. So then it needs to refuel the ship right now. And I already tested it. There is hydrogen coming through. So these tanks are very slowly filling up. That's now the thing. I now need to upgrade definitely the whole situation down there. I want to fly down there and then work a bit more on the ground station, and I might travel back and forth and work here a bit, work down there a bit. That's I know that I know that I most of the time miss out of showing you the building the things. The big problem that I still have is that I cannot record myself, and I personally think that the first person stuff kind of doesn't work on video. I'm not sure, but for me it most of the time just doesn't work. I still have to do two things, so I need to remove this and then put a normal conveyor in place and hope that this doesn't crash and burn. Then a build and repair system so that the lift still has one on board. Right, left, at least put it that way so that if I stand in front of it, good, that should work. Then I can remove everything up here. Fix that, please. The thing is that having a cockpit there doesn't really work. I need to find a way around this, maybe with a oh, come on, the small medical station. Maybe put one on there. That might work better than having a cockpit there, although it already is. With the cockpit it is annoying to fill the batteries. With the small survival kit, it might be even worse. Oh, turn it on. Toggle block on. And now we hopefully can just mark all this and then get rid of it. Find a better way to do all this up here. I will keep the button panels for now to at least have a bit of a way of steering this thing, but I kind of want to have a bit of a clean slate here. Again, this thing doesn't need to climb up and down. It's not made for this, but I at least want to bring it down again to be able to have something that could maintain this thing if needed. So if it gets damaged or something, could climb up and then fix it. So let me fly down with the ship, and then we will see what needs to be done on the surface. I will be back in a second. I think my microphone is breaking apart. I had some trouble with the last recording. I did record some parts and then my microphone completely borked out. It was peaking and it was sounding like I constantly blowing into the mic. So let's go back over that part just so that you don't miss out on this. I noticed that my wind turbines are not working, and I assume it has to do with the fact that parts of this structure are out of the atmosphere. So it might say, no, this is not an atmosphere, so you don't work. I decided that I want to put in a solar rotor just so that I get power here, and I mentioned that earlier that I want these parts to be kind of independent, so if you disconnect them they are still powered. And the main thing then should be to have a bit of solar power on here, so that it lasts. It shouldn't take too much power. I just added a built-in repair system, and I have these tanks here. The tanks take minuscule amounts of power, and the built-in repair system shouldn't be too bad too. So, let me do something, otherwise I will ruin the recording again. To 10 kilowatts. So I think two, 3, 4 solar panels should be enough just to keep that thing powered with the batteries, and then I shouldn't run into trouble. Removing the wind turbines, and now I have to go over the next part. So I need to go and put some more static drills in, and I need to put in the solar stuff. So smart rotors, put these on, and then I will go with 4 solar panels for now. It should be, I will use the standard solar panels, so not anything fancy. Come on. And again, that should keep the whole structure powered for ages. Because again, there's nothing except of a big pole of a few conveyors, a few hundred conveyors, and the heavy armor, and then a few tanks. Nothing more. And then the other part up top is again able to separate from the whole thing, so that we can keep this going. I will put down, I think, 3 more tanks on each side, and then go over to the static drills. I have to do something because the static drills, they still put out a lot of noise. Maybe I will power them down for the building part, so that I can work there without blowing out your ears in the recording, and still have a bit of sound, so that I don't work in complete silence. 2, we will go with 3 of these. They are just, again, they are not really an energy problem here. So I need to put some structures underneath them. What is it? 3, I said? 3 on each side. Then grab the tank. Now I have to continuously check the levels in my recording, because again, I don't want to lose another recording because sound decides that it is bad. I have the feeling my microphone goes bad. I have to unplug it, plug it and unplug it a lot of the time, so I might have to invest again into something there. We will see. Good, this works. Then let me power down the static drills. I have to do that from over there. So, be patient for a sec. Static. We will power them down so they don't blow my ears off. This built-in repair system will be later removed, but for now we go and... Now the question is, I could continue the some over there and some over there, but maybe I will go down the line a bit and see how far I can go. Let us turn on show area so that I see something. Yes, nice. 4. I can't really tell how many I will need. I don't overload the amount of O2 gens that I have there, so we will have to see when we start to completely overload them with a 480 ice that comes in or something like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I will maybe give it a bit more. I'm not sure. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go up a bit. Kind of want to keep that overground, although I again will have to be careful with the static drills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then make the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 do the block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 block static thing. I also have to test. What do the yield or the speed modules do? I got the explanation and I don't have it in my head anymore, so let us find out if yield modules are the way to go or speed modules are the way to go. So if speed modules mean that they impact more often 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the lock. Maybe I don't want speed modules. Ooh, I could. Oh, people. Get rid of this. And then we put these things on here. I will turn them. I will turn them around. Then I can continue the line a bit. That I should have thought about this earlier. Now I can just continue the line and add some more and keep them in this area here. Ugh. I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier. So, can I do something about the sound? One thing that I like about some of the mods is that they bring with them the ability to turn down the sounds of certain machines. So the drill and fill, for example, and the build and repair have just a slider that says, okay, bring down the sound. I think the static drills don't have that. Let me see. I need a panel. Cheap thing. Weld that up. And go to the static drilled. No, they don't have that. So I have to put more power in because they need more power before I add completely more and more of these things. But that's okay. And I kind of have to turn one on and then see what it does. So let me turn... that is advanced static drill 6. I will turn this one on. That's hopefully far enough away from me to... Ooh, ugh. That's hopefully far enough away from me so that I don't blow my sound meters with the noise of this tank machine. And I hopefully can see what changes when I add a yield module or a speed module. So let me turn that thing on and then we monitor what comes in and goes out. Static. Oh no. The T, is that this one? Yes, good. I hate low gravity. It's worse than no gravity, and it's this whole thing is gravity's good. Low gravity is meh, and then no gravity is good. Bad thing. Static. Let me turn this on. And can I monitor the inventory? 10, 5, 10, so 5 every time, or 10-ish, 5-ish. Let me turn that off. We bring in a yield module. G yield. And a speed. Maybe speed should power up the... Come on, please weld that up. Quick. Quick. Come on. Because I'm pretty sure I'm overdoing it right now. Yield. Turn the back on. Let's see what that does for it. Come on, low gravity. And inventory. Whoa! 5. 5.95. That's not a lot more. Let us see what speed does. If speed just... Yeah, it could be that it is the amount of... That it is the amount of things around. Maybe I need to space them a bit more. I heard numbers about, I don't know, I need to put them 50 blocks away from each other. I hope that is not the case. Come on. Oh, come on. Thank you. Just let us see what that does. Speed. No. Static drill. Turn on inventory. Does it? It seems to speed up the process. So now the question is, speed better or yield better? I think speed is better. If I get low amounts, getting low amounts faster seems to be, at least it doesn't do anything for the power situation. So we will keep the speed module on there, and maybe that gives us in the long run a bit more. Good people. I will continue to work here, maybe space these out a bit more, add more power, and I will come back to you in the next video with hopefully this thing here being a lot further developed and maybe then we can do something else, because I don't want to spend complete ages here. There's still planets to visit and all that stuff. We will have to see. Good people, I say thanks for watching. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, please leave a like on the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya, guys.